All right, well, welcome to the video lecture for lesson 2.2. The section will cover asking questions in Spanish. So on page 55, the textbook shows you three main ways in which you can ask yes or no questions. Now, there's really no difference between the three. There's no specific scenario or instances when you would use one or the other. They all mean the same thing. They're all interchangeable. It's just based on preference. So the first way is to change the pitch of your voice. Generally, you'll do that with all questions. But a normal statement in Spanish, generally, the pitch is lowered at the end. So, ustedes trabajan los sábados. You can hear there, the pitch goes down. Ustedes trabajan los sábados. Whereas if you wanted to turn that statement into a question, all you do would be raise the pitch of your voice at the end of it. Ustedes trabajan los sábados? Yeah, you can hear it again there. The pitch at the end is raised. Ustedes trabajan los sábados? So that's one way you can identify if someone's asking a question or making a statement in Spanish just off of listening. In terms of the written form, easiest way is to look at the punctuation. If there's question marks, then it's a question. Another way is to switch the subject and a verb in the sentence. And in this case, the pitch is still raised at the end. So we have the statement, ustedes trabajan los sábados. If we wanted to make it a question, we could flip the subject and the verb and then raise the pitch of the voice. ¿Trabajan ustedes los sábados? So it's another way to ask a yes or no question. Finally, just like in English, how you can add at the end, don't you or right, you can do the same in Spanish. So, ustedes trabajan los sábados, ¿no? Or Carlota regresa a las 6, ¿verdad? You can see with both of these cases, the pitch is raised. But like I said, all of these have these yes or no questions. There's really no specific context in which you would use one or the other. It's all preference. So just be familiar with the various forms. Now, in terms of answering yes or no questions, if we want to answer with a yes, all you do is say sí and then restate the question. Now, be aware that depending on who the question is being asked to, the verb might be conjugated to a different subject. So in this case, camina a la universidad. Do you walk to the university? It's talking to a group, ustedes. Now, if to answer that, you would change the subject to nosotros, we. So in that case, caminan a la universidad, caminamos a la universidad. So if we were to answer this positively, it would be sí, caminamos a la universidad, and so forth. With a no question, all you do is at the beginning, you add two no's. So no, comma, no caminamos a la universidad. Now, this section also goes over several other question words. Some of them we've seen, for example, cómo estás, or de dónde eres. But most of these are new, so start learning them, start memorizing what they each mean, because we'll start seeing them a lot here in the future. Generally, when you ask a question, the general format is the question word, so a dónde, cuánto, de dónde, plus the verb. So for example, one that we know, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo is a question word and estás is the verb. Or ¿de dónde eres? ¿De dónde is the question word and eres from the verb ser. Now to answer these, generally it follows the same pattern of verb plus the noun or the answer. So for example, ¿cuándo es la clase de español? We have the question word and the verb. To answer it, we would have the verb, ser, plus the answer. Or ¿qué es? What is it? We have the question word plus the verb. To answer, it would be the verb plus the noun. So pretty straightforward. Some of the words here don't follow it. For example, ¿por qué? But we'll go over that more in class. Now for the homework, it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is look at the answer for each one and then pick out the question word and form a question using it. So do the second one. El profesor de español es de México. So, the Spanish professor is from Mexico. The question would be, where is he from, correct? So, the question word that addresses that is, ¿de dónde? No? So, to ask that question, it would be, ¿de dónde es el profesor de español? No? For this, number 3, hay 15 estudiantes en la clase. It's asking, it's answering that there are 15 students in the classroom. The question would be, ¿cuántos? ¿Cuántos estudiantes hay en la clase? So see if you can work through the rest of them, picking out the right question word and then forming the question from that.